Welcome in this video. Will ZBCN coin price pump even more? We will analyze it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and please watch to the end to understand. When we examine the chart, one of the most notable technical developments is that a level which previously acted as a strong resistance, where price was repeatedly rejected, has finally been broken. This breakout is significant not only from a technical standpoint, but also in terms of investor psychology and market perception. The resistance zone represented a level where buyers were previously not strong enough and sellers dominated the market. However, looking at the current picture, we can clearly say that price has surpassed this resistance, crossing a key threshold and laying the groundwork for a meaningful shift in market structure. The increase in volume at the point of the breakout suggests that this move is not just a sudden spike, but a strong and supported upward move. When major resistance levels are broken, the price movement above these levels is typically not speculative. Instead, it is usually backed by strong buying interest. At this point, the price has turned the former resistance into a new support level. This transformation is known in technical analysis as a role reversal and is considered one of the more reliable technical developments. The current minor pullback toward this zone should not be viewed with concern, but rather interpreted as a healthy development. These types of pullbacks are known as retests, which are crucial for confirming whether the broken level will now function as support. When the price returns to this level and sellers are no longer dominant, while buyers step in more confidently, it helps confirm this level as a valid support. The retest phase also presents a second chance for investors. Buyers who missed the breakout often wait for such pullbacks to enter positions in a more controlled and risk-managed manner. This increases buying pressure in the market and further strengthens the likelihood of continued upside. The move that follows a successful retest is typically more robust, more balanced, and more sustainable. Therefore, the current price action offers not just technical strength, but also strategic value. Moreover, from a broader perspective, this breakout level may not only be a local resistance zone, but could also represent a more significant technical area, such as the upper boundary of a horizontal channel on higher time frames, the upper trend line of a symmetrical triangle, or even the beginning of a handle in a cup and handle formation. A breakout through such an area, followed by a successful retest, is an encouraging sign not only for short-term movements, but also for medium and long-term bullish projections. In light of all these developments, the current price action rests on a very healthy and strong technical foundation. The former resistance area is now acting as support, and the pullback to this level is unfolding in line with key principles of technical analysis. Following this retracement, a renewed upward move supported by buyer activity makes it highly likely that the price will start testing previous highs. If this bullish wave continues to gain momentum, we may very well confirm the beginning of a new uptrend in the coming period. But we cannot base our analysis on resistance levels alone. Let's also look at other metrics. Stay tuned. One of the most notable structures on the chart is the large cup formation that has been developing over a long period and has finally completed. These types of formations are considered highly reliable in technical analysis and are often seen as precursors to strong upward moves. The completion of this formation indicates that the market's search for direction has come to an end and signals the beginning of a new bullish cycle. Cup formations are symmetrical and balanced patterns that show how the supply and demand dynamics among market participants have evolved over time. In this pattern, the price first experiences a prolonged decline, reaching lower levels. Then it enters an accumulation phase and gradually starts to rise. The left side of the cup represents the decline, the bottom shows consolidation, and the right side reflects the recovery. This process mirrors investor psychology, moving from disappointment to uncertainty and eventually back to confidence. Looking at the current price action, the right side of the cup formation has been completed, and the price is now broken above the key level known as the neckline. This indicates that the pattern is complete and the movement toward target levels has begun. In technical analysis, the target for a cup formation is typically measured by projecting the depth of the cup upward from the breakout point. This suggests there is strong potential for the price to move significantly higher from current levels. The fact that the price has formed this cup pattern so steadily is a strong signal of a healthy market structure and suggests that the resulting uptrend may be sustainable. Furthermore, the volume profile during this formation is particularly noteworthy. While volume tends to be low around the bottom of the cup, a noticeable increase in volume on the right side, especially around the neckline, indicates that buyers are entering the market with conviction. This confirms that the upward move is supported not only technically, but also by strong demand. Now that the price has begun its upward move following the completion of the formation, the outlook for investors is quite positive. The buying interest at these levels indicates that the overall market sentiment is bullish, and there is a high probability that the uptrend will continue. Moreover, this movement is likely not just a short-term bounce, but could be the start of a more prolonged upward trend. Another factor that investors closely watch is the potential for a retest move around the breakout point of such large formations. Price may sometimes return to test the neckline it previously broke. This is seen as a healthy development from a technical standpoint. A successful retest turns the previous resistance into new support, strengthening the price against downward pressure. It also presents a second buying opportunity for investors. As the price begins to climb following the completion of this formation, previously broken resistance levels now act as support. This provides a firmer base for the price during pullbacks. Every new high that surpasses the previous peak forms a higher high and higher low structure, which is one of the clearest indicators of an uptrend. In addition to all these positive technical developments, cup formations tend to deliver stronger results from a long-term perspective. Since it can take weeks or even months for these patterns to fully develop, the uptrends that follow their breakouts also tend to be powerful and sustained. Therefore, the completion and breakout of this formation represent much more than just a short-term price move. Upon careful examination of the chart, it was observed that there had been a well-defined resistance level on the RSI indicator that had been capping the price and limiting upward movements for quite some time. This resistance zone had previously acted as a barrier where RSI made several upward attempts but failed, and where price often lost momentum and pulled back. In technical analysis, such horizontal or sloped resistances on the RSI are significant for understanding the market's sensitivity to momentum. However, recent developments have painted a much more promising and positive picture following the breakout of this resistance level. The RSI breaking through this strong resistance is not only a technical shift within the indicator itself, but also signals a major transformation on the price chart. While the RSI is typically seen as entering the overbought zone when it crosses above the 70 level, in strong trends, it can remain above 70, which is actually a very bullish sign. This is exactly the case in the current scenario. The RSI has broken through this resistance level, one it had failed to surpass multiple times before, with strong momentum, and is now sustaining levels above it. This clearly indicates growing buying interest and strengthening upward momentum in the market. Such RSI breakouts are often referred to as a momentum breakout in technical analysis. This is not merely a short-term reaction, but could be the beginning of a new bullish cycle. RSI breakouts like this are usually supported by sharp upward moves in the price chart as well. In other words, an RSI breakout should not be viewed solely as a movement in an indicator, but also as a sign of a shift in market sentiment. These kinds of breakouts show that buyers are stepping in more aggressively, confidence is growing, and higher levels are now being targeted. We need to keep monitoring the RSI. Yes, friends, I hope you liked the video. If you subscribe to my channel and like the video, more videos will be coming. Be careful in your investments, analyze the risks correctly, and always take strategic steps. I will be with you with different analyses, investment opportunities, and technical information in my videos. I wish you all a lot of profit. See you soon.